So a while back, I found this game called Sword of the Sea, which I didn't think much of the game. I just added it to my wish list and told a couple of my friends about the game. And not even 2 weeks later, this idiot texts me and says, so in my usual competitive nature, I decided to buy PlayStation Plus for a whole month.
Damn, what is that, bro?
Which I didn't really explain it, but PlayStation Plus is a subscription that comes with a bunch of free games for PlayStation, and I'll get more into that. So with that being said, welcome to Sword!
Definitely gonna get it. Ah! No! No!
Yep, Sword of the Sea is a surfer game inspired by classic skating and snowboard games, stuff like that. How cool is that? But anyways, Sword of the Sea is a total of 48 trophies, or achievements, which around 30 of those are related to collectibles, and the rest being to the story. And I'm going to be aiming for the Platinum Trophy, which if you don't use a PlayStation, the Platinum Trophy is basically just where you get rewarded after doing every achievement in the game, and they're kind of a big flex to have them depending on which game. So with that being said, the game starts with this awesome cutscene and showing your character, or what the game calls him, the Wraith. It then introduces the core mechanics of the game, like jumping, high jumping, and interacting with objects. After it shows you the terrain of the game, and then more deep into the movement. And this entire area, which is called the Veiled Sea, is covered in sand. But you can clear it up by interacting with ocean seeds, which the first 7 levels have ocean seeds scattered across the level, though not all are required to move on.
Oh, look at this, bro. Okay, bro. This is crazy.
But this is the mysterious vendor, aka the homeless man. He begs you for money and eventually gives something in return. The first thing he gives me is the ability to do tricks in the air, which eventually he gives me 2 additional abilities later on, but I'm not going to get into that until later in the video. After a bit of looking around, I found this place which doesn't have an official name in the game, so I'm just going to call it the Underground City. This place looks really nice and even has one of the required ocean seeds inside of it to progress. But first, there was what this game calls a trial, which is basically just a station where it has a 1-minute timer where you have to do as many tricks as you can and beat the high score on it, which I got my first trophy in the game, which is to perform a 5x combo.
Oh my god, I got a trophy. Nice combo.
After that, I interacted with these lamp things, and the gate for the ocean sea eventually opened. And I also gave the homeless man enough money to get my second ability, the ability to do spin tricks, which I got a trophy for buying the ability too. So, 2 birds with 1 stone, I guess. And I'm not even joking, I was looking around for about 25 more minutes before I actually found the second ocean sea. Like, how stupid could I have possibly been? But like I said, I eventually found the required ocean sea, and somehow got the 10x combo trophy. I guess that's kind of weird, but I'll take it. After getting that ocean sea, this giant golden gate opened up. And it turns out I was being spot on. Is that an Assassin's Creed ref? This next area was called the Lost Grotto, which didn't really have too much to it. We can kind of just skip it for now. Aside from the trophy I got for getting each ocean seed for the Lost Grotto.
Water to the Lost Grotto.
After the Lost Grotto, the 3rd level reveals that the woman that was watching you isn't actually bad and she's actually good, which doesn't have an official name, unfortunately, but whatever. And then you go to ride a freaking dolphin, who I named Tyreek, because, you know, Dolphin, Tyreek, like the football player, Tyreek Hill. But yeah, this entire level is just amazing. You ride on the dolphin, the entire level is one of the coolest levels in the entire game. And there's a couple different sections of this level, so I'll review a couple of them. Which I didn't really get any trophies this first playthrough, but we'll come back to it. But the next level, level 4, is probably my favorite level of the entire game. The level starts off by showing you and the girl riding through this mountain, then this piece of ice that you're standing on just breaks. After that, you go into this room with this giant metal thingy, just a normal thing you see stuck in ice for some reason. Yeah, that's the thing we saw in the previous cutscene though, which the game explains that this thing is called the Tornamon, and it has like crazy power and can't be killed at all. But after all this, you go through this snowy mountain place, it just looks beautiful, and this is the reason it's my favorite level. Like, here's a couple of pictures I got during this level. Cool, huh? But yeah, this level you just have to interact with these, I don't know what they are really. But yeah, after you activate those, it takes you through this giant door, which leads you to level 5. which level 5 is another animal you can ride, but this time it's different. I'll give you 4 options of what the animal is. An orca, a shark, a turtle, or a giant bass. That's right, I bought a hole! I named the shark Tyrone because it kind of sounded similar to Tyreek. Did I just say Tyreek? So I named him Tyrone because it kind of sounds similar to Tyreek, and also I feel like it just fit him. Like, just look at him. But this level is basically just the same as Dolphin level, but it's in the mountains. Which, me personally, I think I like the Tyreek level better than the Tyrone level, but that's just me. Basically, you have to break these crystals, which have the ocean seeds in them that are required, and you just repeat that for the entire level, and that's just level 5. This game is amazing so far, and the next level is probably the most beautiful level I've ever seen in a video game, which we're going to get to that, but we have a lot to cover because this is a long level. But anyways, this is a sacred level. I really just said the sacred level. What am I doing? But this is the sacred river, and this place looks beautiful, and you'll see what I mean. Anyways, the level starts off by showing a cutscene which grants us a new and my favorite ability in the game. A triple jump, sorta. It's more of like a horizontal movement option instead of a triple jump, but it's still really good. The first parts of the level just showcase the new ability so you can get used to it, which I got my next trophy for buying the drop ability from the homeless man.
Hey, a trophy.
There's these puzzles in this game where you have to like carry a bubble and return it to this turtle's mouth, which sounds weird on paper, but it's actually a pretty cool and unique idea. And after a bit of those puzzles I talked about, this gate opens, and this is what I meant by the level is beautiful. I mean, look at this! Anyways, there's kind of a lot to cover for this level, like I said. First off, you have to activate these set of lamps on the ground, which brings up this structure, which has a giant chain on it, and there's a second one. And after you activate the second one, this giant boat gets pulled out, which the boat has a giant half pipe, and you have to jump and activate these lamps, which after you activate them, you get to have this ocean seed, which is one of 3 ocean seeds required to complete this giant bridge and move on to the next level. Which the second one is just down here, and the third ocean seed is just to climb all the way up here. And remember how I said about 30 trophies are related to collectibles, you don't need to get every ocean seed to progress? Yeah, one of the collections of trophies is to get every ocean seed in every level. Like the trophy I got in the Lost Grotto level I talked about earlier. Which I haven't got any trophies for the ocean seeds so far, aside from the grotto, which I'll get to that later, but spoiler, this level has a bunch of things to get to, and it took me a long time. But I didn't really worry about that right now, because I was enjoying my time playing this. But after I got all 3 ocean seeds required for the level, and completing the bridge, a cutscene popped up. And at first I thought, oh my god, we're actually almost there. But like a lot of times in video games, something always goes wrong. Yeah, this sucker, of course, had to mess everything up, and the Wraith felt like that one Kirby meme, and unfortunately, Tornamon killed the random woman. Which, after this cutscene, it shows the next level, the Boiling Cavern. Which this level shows you going through Tornamon's castle thingy. I think it's his castle. But yeah, there's lava everywhere. If you stay in it too long, you burn and die. But yeah, this level is also really cool, and even shows Tornamon slithering through places and destroying a bunch of crap. But one of the rooms shows a vast vein of lava, and all hope seems lost. All the platforms are falling, the Wraith starts burning up, and eventually, he falls into the lava and reaches his hand out. All hope seems lost, until one of the coolest cutscenes in this entire game plays, and I'll just let you watch it.
Is it? No, it is meant to happen. Oh. No. Oh. Oh, the fish. Oh, yes. Oh, you're so dead now, bro. Oh, that's such a cool shot. Oh, Tyreek! Tyrone! Let's go! What? So that's how a sword is formed, I guess. Oh, this looks so much cooler than the first one we had, dude. Oh my god. What? Go! Holy!
Which then comes a freaking awesome boss fight against Tortamon, which is the final segment or level of the game. Which, like I said, this is amazing and so cool. And there was 3 parts to it. Part 1, which had to avoid every falling rock that falls on top of you, and then ride to the freaking moon, you know, as you do normally. And during this cutscene, it reveals that the Wraith actually found out how to hurt Tortamon. Also reveals that the girl is still alive. But the boss fight isn't that easy, though. The second part is probably the hardest, the half pipe. Then Tortamon just starts shooting things at you, like lasers, fireballs, and fire rings, all while still being in a never-ending half pipe. And for some reason, Tortamon just has a lot of health in this part, too. But after gathering a bunch of these bubble things, you damage him enough to stagger him. It gives an opening for the Wraith to go and grab the girl and save her from the bubble. Now this is the final part, which you shoot at this giant water cannon thing, and from there, this sucker gets scared, and you start chasing him! And this part is so, probably the coolest part of the entire level. And the visuals are just make it 10 times better. Just listen to my pure joy in this part.
Man, this game is peak. Oh, nah. Jumped over your laser, baby sucker.
But for this part of the level, you just have to dodge a bunch of fire rings again. And this part is kind of easy.
Did it again.
And even see some familiar faces. Tyreek and freaking Tyrone, the goats. Which, after you gather a bunch of these things again, spam square.
Oh my god.
And do this a couple times. Win.
Get him!
After this boss fight, this cutscene happens. I'll just let you watch this for yourself.
Oh! Is he gone? Let's go, dude! Oh, man. No! 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 Wow.
Yeah, and that concludes the game Sword of the Sea. What are my thoughts on this game, you may ask? Yes, this game's easily a masterpiece, and I still have a bunch to do. First, I have to beat New Game Plus for a trophy, which during this playthrough, I decided not going for only beating the game on New Game Plus, but also the trophy for beating the game under 2 hours and earning a game-wide score of 1 million or over. My first playthrough took about 3 or so hours, but did I get the trophy for speedrunning the game in under 2 hours? Yeah, in fact I got it in an hour and 30 minutes, which is actually pretty quick, and I was surprised myself because I'm terrible at speedrunning. Which I also did get a game-wide score of over 1 million, which in fact I think I got like 1,600,000. But after that, it was time to get every single collectible in this game. I started by getting each Ocean Seed for each level like I explained earlier, which took me a long time and was kind of painful, but that's nothing compared to the other collectibles. Which after that, I did get the trophy for getting each Ocean Seed at each level, which I'm trying to go for 1 set of collectibles at a time to make it easier for me. But the next thing I tried to go for was getting each item from the Homeless Man. which I got my last ability, which I also got a trophy for, and a secret shell from it, which may be confused about. A secret shell? What the heck is that? Which, basically, each level has 5 to 10 secret shells, and they're miserable to get. But I'll get more into it later, though. But remember how I talked about trials in the beginning of the video? Well, apparently there's not just one, and there's 2 trophies related to getting them. Beating each high score on the trials, and getting each trial done. Which after them, there's an entire set of collectibles I missed the entire game. Which apparently there was frogs, of all things. I don't know, guys, I didn't make the game, I'm not a developer for this game. But I did take a picture for each frog I found, and they actually made some pretty cool pictures. Feel free to save them, or not. I really don't care. And while I'm at it, I'll just cover some trophies that are super easy that I missed.
Yes.
Getting 20x almost stay in the air, triple jump for a while, open 10 treasure chests, find 10 fish houses on top of every single animal is actually going to do. Do all arrow spin tricks in the combo ride and ground rail 4 times consecutively, and those are the quick ones I didn't really need to cover, and they're just super easy. Though there is something I haven't explained yet. There's one trophy I've been fearing my entire playthrough. I did a feat tournament without making a single hit. And when I decided to go for it, the one word I could describe for it was rage. Yeah, sure, you may be like, oh, well, you beat it in this many attempts. How could it be that hard? And what I say to you is shut the f*** up, you don't get to talk. And also, this boss fight is unnecessarily long. I had to restart it each time I got hit.
What am I supposed to do? What the heck was I supposed to do? No! I freaking, God. I tried to move to the right, but I freaking, What? Dude, it dashed me the wrong way. I'm trying to do something on my enemy. I'm putting on my enemies. Come on! Wait! Come on!
And after I felt like forever, I finally got the trophy. The next collectibles I aimed for were the seashells I talked about earlier. And they're god-awful to find. They feel like hell. Which are usually in very hidden places that are hard to find. Like, here's an example from the Veiled Sea. How was I supposed to find this on my own? But after like 2 or 3 hours of painful grinding and looking up YouTube tutorials, I found every single one of them. Which when I did find each one of them, it gave me this like really freaking cool suit I really liked. It was like reddish and like, you know, which the reddish looking suit also gave me the ability to do the triple jump thingy whenever I want in the game. But I do have good news though. This is officially my last trophy before the platinum, and it felt so good to be this close. But I wasn't done yet. Now, in Sword of the Sea, there's this thing called stele messages, whatever.
Steel.
Which basically just like the lore Sword of the Sea and the events before the game, and they're scattered across the first 7 levels, and there's a lot. Which I'll try my best to explain the events before the game, but basically, there was this all-out war between the fire and the water people, and the fire people were the ones who built Tornamon, and eventually it explains that no one actually won, everyone just died, I think. And there was a sword meant for the perfect user, and it was like super powerful and almost ended the war. But like I said, nope, nobody won. And the actual plot of the game is restore water everywhere, and that's why there are ocean seas and stuff. And that's the best explanation I could kind of give. But anyways, I received my final trophy, and then...
Pro Surfer! Yes! Oh! Pro Surfer, collect all trophies! I'm done!
I had finally done it. Now the big question is, how long did it take me? 15 hours, 20 hours, possibly 25 if you're insane? Well, the real answer is around 11 to 12 hours. Now, what are my thoughts about Sword of the Sea? Honestly, it's my new favorite game of all time. From the visuals, to the story, to the smooth controls, I just love it! 10 out of 10, definitely recommend playing. Which this game dethroned straight from being my favorite game of all time. Hey, second is so great that... Oh, yeah, I just beat Ghost of Tsushima. Right. Hey, suckers. Long time no see, huh? I've been working on this video ever since, like, around Christmas, and I'd really appreciate it if you could just support this video in any way. Like it, share it, heck, I don't even care if you show it to your grandma or get her to watch it. That was a joke. Would not suggest doing that. Anyways, I'd like to thank my friend Mace for making this possible. This video probably even wouldn't be as good or even out in the first place for him. He gives me a bunch of ideas for videos, and they're all really good for some reason. I'd also like to give a shout out to whoever came up with Winter Break. Love you, man. And I'd like to thank all of you for being so patient. I'm not good with releasing constantly, and when I do, I try to make it as good as I can. The one thing YouTube and Mace have taught me is quality over quantity. This is definitely my favorite video to make, and it was also the one I put the most care into. And like I said, this video took me a while to make, and if I didn't make it as good as I did, I would regret it badly. But I am planning to make more videos like this in the future, because I really like making these, and I like the style of this content and everything about it. But I made this video for you guys, my friends, and just to have a good time doing it. Anyways, I love you all, and I'll see you soon.